Hello friends, today we will create a simple API using Node.js and Express.js. For this, I will simply start a Node app and after that let me create one file name named index.js. Besides this, I will have to install Express.js and NodeMon so that I will not have to start the server again and again. So let us wait this, and now it has been installed. Now I can simply call Express if require. Now to use Express, I will create app. Now I can also define the port number on which our server will be running. Now I am not going to use any database for this. So I am creating a dummy database like okay. Now simply create books is equal to let me create one book name, a title, anything, the power of repeated thoughts. Besides that, let me create another one diary 2. Yes, now we have created two books inside our books database. Now I will use a middleware to parse JSON requests. For that, let me comment. It is useful when you will have to deal with JSON um, like data. For that, I will write now I am going to create my first API endpoint for fetching all the books. For this, now simply write get route create a request and response. Now if I will have books, then I will simply send the response of all the books. Okay, so let us test this. I am using Postman here. You can use Thunder client if you want to use that. Okay, so I will send this. Wait, actually I will have to start the server. For this, let me make few changes here. Writing a start script. Okay, now let me start the server. Okay, before I can test the server, I will have to listen this on the uh, 3000 port. Write this app.listen on my specified port, then I can write server is running on a specified port here. Yes. So now our server is running on localhost 3000. Now I can test this. Okay, so I can fetch the ID with title. Let us name this fetch all the books. Okay, now we will fetch a book by specified ID. So for this, what I will do, I will write app.get method, because ID will be changing every time. So I will use colon here to make this route dynamic. Now I will have to fetch this ID. For that, I will write percent and the ID I can fetch by request dot params.id. Okay, now I will have to find out that book which have the same ID. So I am taking one book from the books database and I will write b.id should be equal to our specified ID. Okay, so now we will check if we have something as book. I mean, if we have find out that book, then I will simply send the response to the server from the otherwise I will have to return error that we are unable to find that book. Not found. Okay, so let us test this route. Like we have ID1 and ID2. So we can test this. Fetch book by ID. Okay, so now when we will send this request, it will return the ID number 1. If we will change this like 6, which is not available in our database, so it will simply return book is not found. Okay, so it is working. After that, let us create a post route, like add a new book. Okay, now let us add a new book. So for that, let me create a post route. Inside that, I will define the response. Now, as we will provide the detail of the new book as JSON format, so I will fetch this. Sorry. Now, simply push the data in the books and return 201 the new book. Okay, now let us test this. So for this, copy this. Let me add ID number 5 and some book XYZ. Okay, so now ID number 5 has been added to the same database. Okay, after that we will see one update route. So update a book by ID. For this we will use put method. Simply define class whatever the ID will be. Okay, now I will fetch this ID. I simply parse int and quest dot params dot ID. Now we have fetched the ID. Now the book name which we want to provide, now we will define quest dot body. We will provide this by the JSON format. Now we will check first. Now we will check that if the ID we have given this is actually present in our database or not. For this we will check first. I will use find index. Inside that I will define our book and I will check if the ID is present in the book. Now if the ID will be presented in the book, then the index value will never be equal to -1. There will be some index and that will not be -1. So if that is the case, means the book is present, then I will simply put this book since the value of that index is equal to update book. Okay, now I will simply send the response as update book. Now if that index value that ID is not already in our database, then I will simply change this, and I will throw an error. Book not found, because our book will not be there. Now let us test this. For this, create a new request, update the book. And now in the body, I will like with ID, we have the book, The Power of Happy Thoughts, and when I will update this, it will be changed. So let us write this. Okay, so the book ID with 1 has changed its title as Wings of Fire. Okay, now let us see another route for deleting a book by ID. For this, we will use delete method. Now I will write const ID is equal to in request dot params dot id. We have fetched the ID. Now we'll find the index of that book in our database. Okay. Now I will simply check the index is not equal to -1. It means the book is present in our database. And I will simply write const equal to dot slice. I will use slice method here to delete the, and when it is done, I will simply return the deleted so that I can see that the book is deleted. Otherwise, if the book is not present, then I will simply return the message as book is not present. Okay, now let us check this. Now create a new request. I will simply use this and send this. So I can see the book has been deleted from this, and we had uh, sent the response of the deleted book. So it has sent the response. Okay. So now when this book with ID 1 is deleted, now when we fetch all the books, there is only ID with 2. So the ID with 1 has deleted from the database.